Hi guys, Iron Cameraman here. Not long ago, Boom gave us one of the most important and interesting spoilers in the history of the series. Honestly, you might want to sit down for this, or better yet, lie down. When I showed this spoiler to my friend, he literally fell over in shock. Ready? All right, here it is. As you can see, it's just a single pixel, something EBO75 asked Boom for as a spoiler. Don't underestimate it though, because, well, never mind, let's move on. Jokes aside, we actually got a lot more exciting info. From the estimated runtime of episode 78 to this mysterious poster that's been floating around the internet, confusing fans. Turns out, there's actually some truth to it. Speaking of partial truths, I can't help but think of all the troll leaks. And recently, there was one particularly hilarious video making the rounds online, which I highly recommend watching in full. It's seriously funny. Especially the part where that weird monster with scientist and G-Man heads starts flying. But before we move on, drop a like on this video if you think it'd be hilarious for the scientist to have an ugly twin brother in the actual series. I think that'd be pretty funny. Anyway, here we go. I'll go into more detail about that animation later. But first, we've got more important things to cover. As you heard at the beginning of the video, EBO75 recently got new info about episode 78, so let's break it down. First off, episode 78 is going to be pretty long, but not as long as episode 77. I'm guessing it'll be around 10 to 15 minutes, maybe a bit more or less. I can't say for sure, but what we do know is that the episode is about 80% complete, according to Boom himself. Since the episode has been in development for so long, EBO75 decided to ask Boom what we should expect. More theory-worthy moments and story progression, or just full-on battles? Boom's response? A lot of weird stuff. That could mean anything. Maybe we're in for unexpected plot twists, or maybe the characters will act in bizarre ways. It's hard to say for sure, but honestly, it sounds like Boom was just dodging the question to avoid giving away too much. Not surprising. He never gives straight answers to these kinds of questions. So yeah, something totally unpredictable is coming, and honestly, I couldn't be more excited. By the way, I don't know if you guys have seen this folder or not, but it's been making the rounds online recently. A lot of fans have been debating whether it's fake or not. Given that similar stuff has leaked before, it's no surprise that this find got so much attention. So, EBO75 decided to ask a few questions about this so-called secret folder. Turns out, according to Boom, the file with those interesting posters is actually real. But, while that sounds intriguing, there's nothing all that important in it. Most of the content consists of screenshots we've already seen in past episodes, along with some funny images, like meme-worthy Skibidi faces or stretched-out character models, like this poor secret agent right here. While it's all pretty amusing, there's nothing fundamentally new in these files, except for maybe a few things, like this helmet. It could be a concept for a new type of Skibidi Toilet, but it's hard to say for sure. Now, what really deserves attention is an image that went viral online. When I first saw it, I thought it was fake. It just looked too weird. But things got even crazier when EBO75 asked Boom about it, and he confirmed that it was real. That only made people even more curious. To be extra sure, one of my friends asked Boom directly and got the same answer. And then EBO75 asked again, and this time Boom even sent a GIF with the caption "real and true." So yeah, there's no doubt anymore, this spoiler is legit. Let's take a closer look at this leak. The first thing that stands out is a living Titan cameraman who hasn't been seen since episode 74. Fans have been waiting for his return, wondering what actually happened to him and where he's been all this time. In the leaked shot, he looks just as beaten up as he did in episode 74, but he's still able to fight. You can see him grabbing an Astro Skibidi by the head, probably about to smash him. Doesn't exactly look like a friendly gesture, but the big question is, where and when does this scene take place? Maybe this isn't from episode 78 at all. It could be a recording of something that happened earlier, or at the same time as episode 74. Maybe it's a video Detective Cameraman is reviewing. The thing is, if Titan Cameraman shows up too soon, it might ruin the suspense. Right now, the focus needs to stay on the speaker storyline. especially on Titan Speaker, his rage, and his thirst for revenge. If they reveal too early that Titan Cameraman is fine, it could take away the weight of his disappearance and make it feel pointless from a storytelling perspective. Mr. Boom wants to show character development, especially for Titan Speaker. And for that to happen, his emotions, along with Titan Cameraman's disappearance and Titan TV Man's infection, play a crucial role. Yeah, viewers know these characters have plot armor, but from Titan Speaker's perspective, that's not the case. So even if Titan Cameraman does show up in episode 78, I'm almost 100% sure that the Alliance, or anyone else, shouldn't know about it. There's also a chance that this leaked frame is from a future episode, just like Boom has done before, like with the speaker teasers. But let's talk about a small detail that's easy to miss. Titan Cameraman hasn't changed at all since we last saw him, which means he's probably been on the verge of death this entire time. The only reason he's still alive is most likely because of the secret agent. We've already speculated that Boom might have cut off the Astro Toilet's communication and taken out the squad that was chasing Titan. Given the conversation from episode 72, that's totally possible. But if he did help, it was probably behind the scenes, just like before. If he had stepped in openly, he would have just escorted Titan somewhere safe and sent his location to the Alliance. But since Titan Cameraman is still fighting, that means the help he got was more subtle. This makes me think that the secret agent is following a strategy similar to what I mentioned before. He's intentionally keeping everyone in the dark to fuel Titan Speaker's anger because he knows that when Speaker gets like this, he turns into a killing machine. On top of that, the secret agent clearly has a strategic mindset. He's always thinking ahead, like he's playing chess. With all the characters and the different ways things could play out, it almost feels like he can see possible futures, not as a regular person, but as something way more advanced. And what if I told you that this doesn't require any kind of magical power? That it can all be explained logically, based on the resources he already has under his control. Oh, and while I was working on this video, Steak did a live stream where he got 5 new spoilers. Out of all of them, one frame caught my attention the most. There's a paw symbol on Cameraman's helmet, which is an unofficial emblem of the Juggernauts. This could mean 2 things. Either the helmet was taken from a defeated mini-Juggernaut, or some of them have already started working with the Alliance, supplying them with gear. And both options lead to some pretty interesting conclusions, which we'll dive into in the next video. If that got you intrigued, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next video. I'll be diving deep into my new major theory. By the way, for today's thumbnail, I put Titan Speaker front and center. Some of you might be wondering, why him? The answer has been running through this whole video. Episode 78's main character will be him, not Cameraman. But what do you guys think? Do you agree with me? Drop your thoughts in the comments. As for that troll leak at the beginning, it turns out the creator was NoCap, the same animator who's already made 2 animations based on my scripts for the channel. And by the way, the final part is already in progress. The troll leak was actually a reference to his own What If series, which already has 2 parts. Judging by the level of detail, this monster probably won't even show up in NoCap's official animation, but he definitely knows how to keep people hooked. I'm already curious about what he's come up with this time. See you in the next video. Later.